AITAH for telling my mom and her husband I don't give a shit if their kid dies. I 17M know this is gonna sound cold and I've been called heartless already, so whatever. I'm just here to let it out. Maybe someone will get it. My parents split up when I was 5 and honestly, thank God. All I remember from those early years is screaming matches, dishes breaking, my dad sleeping on the couch and me trying to hide under blankets pretending I couldn't hear them. I was too young to understand what was going on, but I knew it was bad. When they finally called it quits, it felt like I could breathe again. After the divorce, my mom got custody. My dad had me on weekends, holidays, stuff like that. For a while, it was alright. Not great, but calm. Then Dale came along. Dale is my mom's husband. He's not abusive or anything, not mean. Just uninterested. He never tried to be a stepdad. I'd be sitting in the room and he'd talk to my mom like I wasn't even there. It was awkward as hell. I always got the vibe that I was just some extra baggage he didn't want to deal with. But whatever, I had my dad's place to escape to. Then they moved. I was 9. My mom told me they were just going to get settled. And she'd be back for me. Dad and Grandma agreed to watch me in the meantime. Spoiler. Settled apparently takes 8 years. Because I'm 17 now and she never came back. She never officially gave me up or anything. Just never returned. She'd call occasionally. Holidays, maybe my birthday. Sometimes even missed that. Dale didn't like me around, I think. Or maybe she just didn't care. Either way, she left me behind and built a new little family with him. Had a new baby and everything. I've never even met my half-brother. Fast forward to a couple weeks ago. I get a call out of nowhere. My mom. She's crying. Says my brother, her kid with Dale, is sick. Real bad. Needs a transplant. She and Dale aren't a match, but there's a chance I might be. She wants me to get tested. I didn't say anything right away. Just listened. When I told my dad about it, he said it was my decision. No pressure either way. That's always been his thing. He never badmouths her even though he easily could. He just let me think. And I did think. A lot. Because the timing sucks. I just got offered an athletic scholarship to college. I've worked my ass off to get here. Early mornings, training, camps, everything. If I donate, I'd be out for the season. Might lose my spot, lose the scholarship, lose the one thing that's gonna help me get out of this damn town. So yeah, I said no. I wasn't mean about it. I just said, I'm sorry. I can't risk my scholarship. I'm not doing it. She cried harder. Told me I was his only chance. That I'm his brother. And look, I get that. I really do. But where was that energy when I was 9 and she left me behind? After the call ended, I sat with it for a while. Just this thick silence hanging in my chest. You'd think I'd feel bad, right? That I'd be flooded with guilt for saying no. But honestly, I felt nothing. Not relief. Not regret. Just blank. But then it started creeping in, the thoughts, the what-ifs. What if he really dies and I could have stopped it? What if that hangs over my head forever? What if I really am as cold as they say? So I did something I didn't expect. I called her back. I told her I'd thought about it. That I understood how serious this was. I said I'd get tested and if I was a match, I'd donate. But there was a condition. One that, in my opinion, made the most sense. I'll do it, I said. If you and Dale agree to pay for my college tuition. Silence. I could almost hear her blinking on the other end. I didn't mean it to sound transactional. I was just trying to protect my future. I've spent years training for the scholarship I just got. Waking up at 5 a.m. for practices, sacrificing summers, getting injuries, pushing through them. All for this chance to go to college without drowning in debt. Donating would mean no sports, no scholarship. I needed a safety net. She finally spoke. Her voice was shaking. Are you serious? Yeah, I said. I'm not trying to make money off this. But if I lose my scholarship, I lose everything. I'm not risking that unless I know I'll still be able to go to school. And then she snapped. Full-on meltdown. Accused me of being heartless, selfish, disgusting. Told me family isn't about deals or payments. That if I had any love for her or my brother, I'd do it without question. That's when Dale took the phone. And this man, this dude who has literally never called, texted, or acknowledged my existence in the past 8 years, has the audacity to say, if you're seriously putting money above your brother's life, you're a terrible person. He's a child. Couldn't believe it. I tried so hard to stay calm. But I just cracked. I said, you mean the kid I've never even met? The one you and my mom prioritized over me for nearly a decade? Don't talk to me about family. You made it pretty damn clear where I stood. And then the part I'm still getting crap for, I said, if your kid dies, I don't give a shit. That's not my problem. Click. Yeah, I hung up. The crazy part? I didn't even feel bad. Not right away. It was like all the years of being ignored, left out, and replaced just boiled over into that one moment. I didn't say it to be cruel, I said it because I meant it. And honestly, I still kind of do. So yeah, after I said what I said and hung up, I thought that would be the end of it. Like, she'd go cry to Dale, maybe vent to her friends or whatever, and we'd all just move on. But no. That was just the start of the real shitstorm. My phone started blowing up within the hour. First it was her text after text, voice message after voice message. She went from sobbing to screaming to guilt-tripping to straight-up rage in like a 5-minute span. 1 minute she's saying, please, he's just a little boy, he doesn't deserve this, and the next she's like, you're a monster, I wish I never had you. Yeah, she really said that. Then the flying monkeys showed up. Her sisters, cousins, people from her side of the family who I swear forgot I existed. Suddenly they all cared. My Aunt Lisa called me a sociopath with no soul. Cousin Jenna said I'd burn in hell for letting a child die. I blocked them all one by one. I didn't even read most of it after a point. Just mute, block, delete. Rinse and repeat. And through all of it, my dad didn't say much. He just saw the look on my face and asked if I wanted ice cream or to hit the gym. Classic dad move, letting me process it without making it heavier than it already was. I told him everything later that night. Every word. Even the I don't give a shit if he dies part. He didn't judge me, didn't flinch, just nodded and said, you're allowed to feel that way. That doesn't make you evil. That makes you human. And that made me feel, not better but not as hollow. My grandma, Dad's mom, was a whole different vibe though. She was pissed. Not at me, at my mom. She went full mama bear. Called my mom a coward. Said she had some damn nerve. Crawling back only when she needed something. Told me I was brave for standing up for myself, and that I didn't owe anyone my body, especially not people who ditched me. I think that's when it really hit me. This wasn't just about the kidney or the scholarship or the transplant. It was about how my mom saw me. As a backup plan. A spare part. Someone she could ignore until I became useful. She didn't call to reconnect. She didn't ask how I was doing or congratulate me on the scholarship. She didn't even ask if I was happy. She went straight to, I need something from you. Like I'm just some donor waiting on the bench. So yeah, maybe what I said was brutal. But after everything, I think it was honest. And honestly, I'm done pretending I owe her anything. I don't think I really grasped just how transactional I was to her until a few days after the blow-up. No check-ins. No follow-up, are you okay? Texts. Nothing. Not from her. Not from Dale. Just silence. Like they were hoping I'd cool off and come crawling back. Like I was just being difficult or dramatic. It hit me then, I'm not a son to her. I'm a potential solution to a problem. A tool. A spare part with a heartbeat. I don't even think she sees me as a person anymore. Just a match or not. Meanwhile, I've been trying to focus on school, training, and preparing for college. This scholarship isn't just a dream, it's my chance at a life that isn't built around leftovers and disappointment. And now it's hanging by a thread because of someone else's crisis. A crisis I had nothing to do with. A crisis I was never meant to fix. I got one last voicemail from her a couple nights ago. I didn't pick up, just sat and listened to it afterward. She wasn't crying this time. She sounded cold. She said, you'll regret this. Someday when you have a family of your own, you'll understand what it means to lose a child. That one hit differently. Not because I agreed, but because I realized she already lost a child. She lost me. And she didn't even notice. My whole childhood was a series of disappearing acts. Promises to come visit. Plans to call that never happened. Missed birthdays. Gifts that stopped coming. And every time I'd ask why, Dad would just hug me and say, she's figuring things out. But what she was figuring out was how to live a life without me in it. And now that life is falling apart and she wants to pull me in like I've been sitting on the sidelines this whole time, warming up. Like she can snap her fingers and suddenly I'll go from invisible to indispensable. But it doesn't work like that. Not anymore. I've spent years working through the pain she left behind. The abandonment. The anger. The quiet shame I felt when other kids had both parents cheering them on and I had just my dad and grandma holding me together with duct tape and love. And now I'm supposed to risk my future to help a stranger? A child who's innocent, sure, but still a stranger? Because the woman who walked out on me says it's the right thing to do? I'm not heartless. I'm just tired of bleeding for people who wouldn't even hand me a Band-Aid when I needed it most. It's been over a week since all this went down. My phone's quiet now. No more calls. No more guilt-ridden voicemails. My mom's side of the family gave up once they realized I wasn't backing down. I guess I stopped being useful to them the moment I said no. And it's weird. I thought I'd feel more torn up about it. Like maybe some deep part of me would want to cave, to make peace, to help save a life even if it meant sacrificing a piece of my own. But honestly, I feel lighter. Like I finally set down something I didn't even realize I was carrying for years. For once, I chose me. That sounds selfish, I know. But it's not. It's survival. My mom made her choices. She chose Dale. She chose her new family. She chose to move away to leave me with my dad and grandma and never look back. She chose to forget birthdays, school plays, scraped knees, late-night breakdowns, and everything in between. And now that I've made a choice that protects me and my future, suddenly I'm the villain? Nah. That's not how it works anymore. People say blood is thicker than water. But I've learned that loyalty, love, and presence mean more than DNA ever will. My dad has never missed a game. My grandma never forgot a birthday. They were there when I was sick, heartbroken, failing, winning, all of it. And they never asked for anything in return. That's family. Not someone who ghosts you for 8 years and then shows up demanding your kidney. The truth is, I do feel bad for the kid. It's not his fault. He didn't ask for any of this. He didn't choose shitty parents. I hope he finds a match. I really do. I hope he gets to grow up and live a full life. But that life isn't going to come at the cost of mine. If that makes me cold, fine. If that makes me heartless, so be it. I've been called worse by better people. I've learned the hard way that if you keep giving parts of yourself to people who don't deserve it, eventually you have nothing left. And I'm not about to bleed out for someone who wouldn't cross the street for me. I don't owe them anything. Not forgiveness. Not my body. Not even my time. So yeah, I said I didn't give a shit if her kid dies. And I meant it not because I wanted him to die, but because for once I wanted my life to matter just as much as everyone else's. And for the first time, it finally does.